Hi everybody, we've got some English. We're going to continue looking at punctuation, and in particular we're going to be looking at the use and function of commas. Now, we do use them quite confidently so far, but it's nice to know that there are lots of different ways that we can use them, and hopefully we're going to start to be more confident and using them a lot more and a lot more of our own volition. So, just a little quick recap on yesterday's work. Can you put the correct capital letters and full stops in these sentences? So pause the video and write them out correctly. So, did you spot it? Commas are a capital letter. And then we got the full stop, capital letter, full stop, capital letter. But we've got a question down here. Why have the commas been used? Have a think about that. Why have the commas been used? So, up in our example up here, our commas have been used in a list. We've also got them in a list here. We've also got some here for an embedded clause here. And we've also got here to show our fronted adverbial here. Before he opens his eyes. Yeah, I forgot those full stops. So, but there are other ways. There are lots of ways that we can use commas. So, commas are used to separate items in a list. Well done if you knew that one. A lot of us did. They're used to indicate an embedded clause, and we've been using those throughout the weeks. To separate direct speech from reported speech. We've done those already. Now there's this one here. To avoid ambiguity. A really unusual word here. Ambiguity. It comes from the word ambiguous. Does anybody know what ambiguity means? You might want to say ambiguity. Ambiguity comes from the word ambiguous, and when something's not clear, we say it's ambiguous. So if it's not clear, it's ambiguous. So to avoid ambiguity, so to avoid something not being clear. Yeah, so to avoid ambiguity is to make something clear, or to avoid things not being clear. And to separate main and subordinate clauses. Very much like our embedded clause. Remember, embedded clauses can be subordinate clauses or relative clauses. They're just embedded within the sentence. So, here we go. We've got some commas here. We've got Tom's favourite fruit. These ones were used in a list. We've got an embedded clause here. We said that's also a relative clause. Separation of the main and subordinate clause. We've done that as well. We said it was a fronted adverbial as well. And over here, let's eat grandma, or let's eat, comma, grandma. They mean two different things. Yeah, let's eat grandma means you're going to eat grandma for dinner. Let's eat grandma. That means you want to eat and you're speaking to grandma. Yeah, that's what ambiguity. Because if that comma wasn't there, I think you wanted to eat grandma. And that's not what we do in this. That's not what we do nowadays. So let's have a look at these. Where should the comma go in the first one? We are using it for a list. Where? Oh, the comma's already in there. So the comma is here. It's in a list. And here we're separating our main and subordinate clause with a fronted adverbial. Your task. Oh, here we go. Your task. What I want you to do is watch this video. Of course, I'll post the link, and I'm sure when I forget, you will remind me. Whoops. What I want you to do, follow the link, and it's going to be a chef explaining to you how to make a cake. What I would like you to do is to write a list of things and to make sure you include commas within your sentences, because that's going to be our focus. Now, one chili, you have a writing frame. 2 chilies, what I want you to do is write a list of sentences. I want you to include fronted adverbials. So I want you to be telling me how to do things. It might be which order to do it. It might be first, it might be next, it might be carefully. And I also want you to highlight the commas that you use, especially for your fronted adverbials. And 3 chili, same as the 2 chili challenge. What I want you to do is try to use some commas for ambiguity. Imagine that the chef is telling their friend it's time to eat. So, really look forward to seeing what you come up with. We was going to do some instructions, so now's your time to show off what you do know. We chose not to because we just didn't have the time, but now is time to do a little mini activity. So here is our little writing frame. The chef added butter, flour and eggs, baking powder and milk to the bowl. After dividing the cake mixture between the 2 cake tins, the chef smoothed it out. And then you're going to finish off those sentences. So I look forward to seeing what you come up with. So many different types of